Stop comparing yourself to other lifters. Stop it. You're done. No more. That's it. No. You stop comparing yourself to other lifters right now. You stop that. Don't make me come over there. You stop it. That's it. Stop it. What's going on, everyone? Tanner from Massenomics here today, and I want to talk to you about comparing yourself to other lifters too much and letting that be a pitfall. And here's what I mean by that. You go to the gym, you've been working out for a while, you're making progress, you're working hard, you're training right, you're getting your nutrition in order, you're doing a bunch of stuff that it takes. You go, you hit maybe a 400-pound deadlift for the first time or a 500-pound deadlift for the first time. An achievement, something that means something to you, something that took hard work to get to, a real accomplishment. Then you go on the internet, you go on social media, you go on Instagram, you see Jamal Browner, one of the best powerlifters out there, one of the top tier deadlifters, if not one of the very best deadlifters that there are. You see him deadlift 1,000 pounds. Then you scroll down, you see Shane Hunt deadlift 800 pounds for a set of 5. You see Dan Bell deadlift 900 pounds. You see all these exceptional lifters. You keep going, you see 700 pounds, 800 pounds, 900 pounds, and it's like you start to think that this is the norm. And you're thinking, wow, maybe my 400-pound, 500-pound accomplishment, maybe it doesn't mean anything. Maybe I'm weak. Maybe I suck.
You suck, you jackass.
You don't suck. Everybody's different. You know, we're talking about people with different set of genetics, different training history, different training age, different leverages, different body types, all these other factors that go into it. Your 400-pound deadlift, your 500-pound deadlift, compare that against what you've done in the past. What progress have you made? What does it take to get there? What have you had to do? Don't worry so much if X, Y, and Z lifter over here can deadlift 400 more pounds than you. That's not taking away from your accomplishment. Your accomplishment is still significant.
I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
So that's specifically what I mean by stop comparing yourself to others. Talk about deadlift there. You can apply it to other lifts too. I mean, it's the same principle. You work up to that 225 bench, that 300-pound bench, that 365 bench, whatever it takes you to get there. Then you see Julius Maddox bench pressing 800 pounds. It doesn't take away from your accomplishment. Same thing's true for squat. You can really apply it to anything that you're doing in your training. We live in an era where you watch this stuff on social media. You just think that is the normal. That is what it is. But I've got some facts and figures to show us that that's not exactly true. That's not is what it is. It's not as common as you think it is. It's not as common as we all think it is because of what we see on the internet. Now, this information is thanks to Tristan Oakley over at Open Powerlifting. So thanks to Open Powerlifting. These charts are a little bit older. They're a couple years old. You can check them out here, but I think you can still kind of pull this similar information. Even if this is 2023 data, you're going to find similar trends here of what we see here today. Now, starting with the deadlift, looking at this one as an example, a 700 to 800-pound deadlift, even we'll say a 700 to 1,000-pound deadlift, less than 2.5% of the population has hit a 700-pound deadlift. And when I say population, this is of lifters that competitively power lift. So these are, you know, a pool of very strong people, some of the strongest. It's the people that like to compete, like to showcase what they can do, that actually have competed in powerlifting. 2.5% over 700 pounds. Let's add the 600-pound lifters in there. We get to another 12.5%. So we're at 15% of competitive powerlifters. Only 15% have deadlifted over 600 pounds in competition. That starts to really put it in perspective where you say, wow, 600 pounds, that's putting me in, by the numbers, fairly elite competition. Even go to a 500-pound deadlift. And now, I would caveat, this is men. It's a couple years old. Data could change a little bit, but this is out of almost 130,000 lifters. We add in the 500 plus. We get another 32%. So we're at 47%. Still under half the lifters hitting over a 500-pound deadlift. And this is competitive power lifters that want to put it out there on the table and actually compete. Now, I don't want to put words in everyone's mouth, but I think that is going to be a different number than what you perceive in your mind based on what you watch on social media. Now we can check out the men's bench press, and we're looking at a similar graph here. You can see a lot of the same information. Let's take a look first at over a 500-pound bench, which is a huge bench press. I mean, this is a significant accomplishment that we'll see very few people are actually hitting in competition. That is under 1.5% of competitive powerlifters have hit that 500 plus bench press. Then let's look at 400 plus pound bench pressers. We're looking at about 10% of competitive male powerlifters have hit that number. Huge accomplishment. 90th percentile if you're bench pressing over 400 pounds. Now, an over 300 pound bench press for men, that's about 45% of the population here that's competed in open powerlifting. Still under half. You're hitting over 300 pounds. You're still in the top half comparing yourself to competitive powerlifters. So I think these numbers help put it in perspective a little bit. Although you could say, yeah, I'm telling you not to compare yourself to other lifters. Here I am comparing yourself to all the lifters. But my point is, really a little comparison is okay if you use it for the right reasons. What you need to avoid is the negative comparison where you're getting down on yourself because you're not able to do what you think is the standard at this point. The standard's probably lower than what you really think it is. You're probably stronger compared to other people than what you believe you are. And none of that matters that much because the best comparison is to your past self. Now, to be real, there are situations where comparing yourself to other lifters is important. If you're a competitive power lifter, a competitive strength athlete, you're going out there, you're putting it on the line against other people. That's the competition. That's literally what you're doing. Not discouraging that. I actually love that. It's a huge thing that I've used over the years to actually try to get myself better, and it works. Time and time again, you sign up for something, you go compete, put it all on the line, you're probably going to do better. You're almost certainly going to get stronger than you would without doing that competing. So I'm not saying stop doing that. And if you can use comparison to other lifters to make yourself better and stronger, you use that. That's the fire within you, whatever corny, cheesy thing you want to say. That's not a bad thing either. Just don't use it as a negative. Don't get down on yourself because you don't think you're as strong as you should be. Now, before you go, down below, hit us with a comment on this video. Let me know what you think of my take on this. Am I way offline? Am I a tool for thinking this? Is my beard look stupid? Do I need to shave it? Let us know anything. Drop us a comment. Make sure to like the video. Hit subscribe to the channel. Make sure to check out the Massenomics podcast. We've got a new episode. Comes out every single Monday for the last 380 weeks, and I don't think we're ever stopping. Check it out. Thanks for listening.